Welcome to another WSL Post Show on another stunning afternoon here at North Narrabeen, Sydney's northern beaches for the GWM Sydney Surf Pro, presented by Bonsoy here on the Harvey Norman host set. Ronnie Blakey with Laura Enover and Richie Lovett. Rich, a really big day of competition, some more highlight moments created, but some really tricky heats this afternoon as well.
Yeah, this afternoon really tested the resolve of our surfers, especially those last four men's heats, right at the bottom of the tide and tricky. It wasn't much on offer, but they made the most of it, and a couple of surprise results.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a lottery, really, Laura. Just reflecting on Emi's strategy and Mark Lacomare's. I mean, there was only one real quality wave that came through, and Mark just happened to be on it. So Emi went for the car park right section. It just never really came together for him.
Yeah, I know. Well, I feel like after watching Cole, in that heat before, light up those lefts, I would have expected maybe both of them to go to that left-hander, but Emi stuck to his guns for most of the heat for the 25 minutes before making the dart down to the lefts, but unfortunately it was too late by that point.
I guess the point is, though, that even though Mark got the 7.33, there wasn't another wave after it. He struggled to even back up that 7.33 on the left. So if Emi was there, and maybe if he got the 7.33, things could have been different, but it was lacking some opportunity for both competitors.
Yeah, for sure. It's as a competitor, you just want an opportunity. Yeah. You just want to be able to ride waves and put your best performance on show. And unfortunately for Emi, you had that awesome result up on the Gold Coast, was looking to back it up, and this is not really a keeper result.
It's not, but it's going to keep him at the top end of the rankings for sure. Let's have a look at Heat 3, the round of 16 this afternoon. Cole Houshmand, he's just marked himself as a real contender on the Challenger Series with his performance here at North Narrabeen this week. Looks so sharp again here against Eli Hanneman.
Yeah, there's surfers that kind of pick an event, and it seems like Cole Houshmand has picked this one and just found that crazy left. That was one of the best lefts that came through all afternoon. Eli came bounding back in this heat, tried to... he was hunting ramps, looking for those opportunities where he could take to the sky. This was really well done how he rode out of this one. But Cole Houshmand just so strong. It was really, wow, just a huge lofty air. Just he was on fire in this heat, and total contrast of body build in this one as well.
Yeah, solid. And the Groms have just been out forced yesterday. They got a little holiday from school, and they were back down here first thing this morning collecting signatures, and Cole Houshmand said in his post-heat interview that he was just loving seeing all the youth out here, getting inspired by all these Challenger Series campaigners. But look at the numbers for the San Clemente surfer.
Yeah, when a lot of the surfers were really struggling this afternoon, for Cole to come out and get an 8 and a 7.67, that is unbelievable. Well done by him. And that tide though, just playing trickster on the lineup, which was a real bummer to see, but someone's got to win, and they did.
Yeah, Laura, you're spot on there, Laura. Yeah, but Rich, equipment is a big one, and Cole just looked like he surfed with a lot more speed than everyone else this afternoon.
Yeah, he was on, and I just think, he was in rhythm, perfect rhythm with the ocean. There's it all needs to fall into place, and that heat out of the four that we ran this afternoon of the men's was the one heat where both surfers really got a good crack at it, and Cole Houshmand just showing amazing form. Yeah,
it's going to set up an amazing heat, though. Quarterfinal clash between two of the heavyweights on the Challenger Series. Jess Grimwood is with Mark Lacomare.
Thank you, Ronnie. Yes, a heavyweight of the Challenger Series. This has got to feel good for you, Mark. What a great result going into your season.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. That was my objective, to start with one result in the Australian leg. So it was really tricky, really slow, but a very nice wave. I was really scared of Emi going on the right over there, but pretty stoked to make it.
And you got the first score pretty much right at the start of that heat. What was going through your mind? The rest, it's quite a long time in between waves, and like you said, Emi was hunting those car park rights still, and you were way up on the point.
Yeah, that's a scary feeling, but I had to stick to my plan. I saw there was some great wave when they come earlier. So I was hoping one more was coming, but it didn't, but it was enough to do the job, so pretty stoked.
Well, congratulations. I'm sure you've got so many people tuning in at home, watching your performance. And before we let them go, any last words for them?
Merci à tous ceux qui regardent. Je suis vraiment content d'avoir passé la série. Final day demain, je crois, ou après-demain, donc let's go.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Yeah, Mark Lacomare there, one of the veteran campaigners. You love to see it. You know, he's looking sharp. He's celebrated in style. He's going to be one to watch for sure. Just very comfortable in these punchy sand bottom conditions.
Yeah, really working to his strengths too. Just he's been sticking to that left, just getting these open face waves where he can put that big rail game, that power on show. It's working for him.
Another veteran that looked really sharp today and has looked really sharp through the Challenger Series these first 2 stops. Sally Fitzgibbons cruising on through to the quarterfinals. She was up against Ella McCaffrey and she got a quick start on the 20-year-old and it really paid off.
Yeah, well, coming off that huge score yesterday, Sally just wanted to get the job done, and this was when the car park rights were still on fire this morning. Ella taking it to Sally, finding some cover, but Sally getting the job done. You can see her taking up a bit wider on the peak here just so she could safely get a couple of big bashes in here and just really make sure she can close this heat out. And yeah, she kind of, I think, had the confidence that she could beat Ella if she just did the bare minimum, and that's what she did. She put up some really good scores.
Yeah, with full respect to Ella, she was going to be up against it in that heat, and it did feel like Sal had a pretty restrained approach and just looked to build a couple of reasonable numbers. Just tactically, it was just chess from Fitzgibbons.
Yeah, it was a pretty convincing win in the end.
She's already had a tube for this contest, so she's like, well, we'll stick to the rails.
We'll just get back onto the turns. But yeah, I think, Sal spent about 2 hours after that heat in a wetsuit just dealing with sponsorship obligations. She was up at the Harvey Norman tent, back down at the GWM tent, and just, the grommets were just following her around. She was like the Pied Piper.
Yeah, she never stops working, and she's going to be working her way through those quarterfinal heats, you'd think, but we're going to have a look at some of those matchups a little later in the show. India Robinson comes into this event in the #1 position, and there's a fair chance she's going to be hanging on to that spot. She progressed through the quarters as well.
Yeah, huge result from India. She had a tough opponent in Nikki Van Dyke right here, but she just got the job done. Her and her team obviously working out that these lefts on the car park rights had turned on, and they found some opportunity. Nikki going up here, they had similar top scoring waves, and it was really close until the very end of this heat, until India just took off on a pretty solid wave at the end here, and on the one turn just bashed her tail out and closed the heat down.
Yeah, big sledgehammer turn there from India Robinson, and she survives around a 16-heater against really the queen of the Sydney Surf Pro. Nikki Van Dyke's had such fantastic results at this venue, but you could tell then when we saw the competitors on the left just what the surfers are dealing with here. You've got barrelling rights one moment, you've got the lefts down at North Narrabeen firing up as well, and then a rip bowl off car park rights as well.
Yeah, Narrabeen's normally pretty straightforward.
Yeah, usually it is, honestly.
And it's anything but. It's been a full riddle the last couple of days, well, the last 4 days.
Yeah,
but that's cool. It's part of the game, and it's fun watching our surfers having to figure it out.
Yeah, they're figuring it out, and the quarterfinals are set. Let's have a look at the Bailey Ladders bracket. And this is what we're looking at. Sally Fitzgibbons up against Alyssa Spencer in that first quarterfinal heat. But what are you looking forward to here, Laura?
Oh, there's some good heats. I mean, I love the Erin Brooks, India Robinson, and yeah, they're all really great, actually. Bella Kenworthy, Macy, Isabella and Teresa. These are some heavy hitters right now.
Yeah, it's going to be an epic battle. Tersea Bonvalot is looking to go back-to-back here at the Sydney Surf Pro, one down in Manly, still alive in the event here.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for her, though. There's some really big names in there. You have to think that, Sally's just kind of cruising through at the moment. She really hasn't hit 4th, 5th gear yet. And also, good to see Isabella up there. The result didn't come on the Gold Coast where we thought she was going to get a good result. So great to see her in the quarters and starting to make that charge.
Yeah, I'll be keeping a close eye on Erin Brooks. That's an amazing story, and she charged today. Let's have a look at the Boost Mobile wave of the day. Cole Houshmand is going to take it. He was so strong, and have a look at the backhand work here.
I know, I was almost thinking, what wave was it? But it was this one this morning. A huge backside low into the lip, and over again, this wave was just unbelievable. It had that weird wobble in it, didn't it, Ronnie, this morning? But he got the job done and just went up into the lip. And
yeah, so worthy. I just love his power. I haven't seen a whole lot of his surfing. Caught some of those regional qualifying series events and saw him put some good stuff together. But when there's a bit of energy in the lineup, it seems like he really comes on.
he's a big human, and he's got so much power in those legs, and he's really dominating. I mean, he's been the standout of today when we were thinking about what was going to be the wave of the day. There was
also
a couple
yesterday
of choose from.
he was a standout as well, so I think he's definitely a standout of the event.
Yep.
Yeah, he's looking good. He'll be hard to beat in those finals. Let's dive into the top 5 moments from today. Another magic day of competition. And we're going to start with Erin Brooks.
Oh, gosh, she did so amazing out here today. Big hit here. Fortunately, just fell on a couple of her end turns, which kept her scores in the 6 range. But look at this, big bash from the 15-year-old Grom. She was absolutely charging. She's got no fear. She had one big hit and a nasty wipeout, which she said, it was fine. But
Tersea Bonvalot at number 4 topples the World Junior Champion.
Yeah, Tersea Bonvalot. This was a really hard-fought battle between these two, and it kind of could have gone either way, but it was these tricky little right-handers. She found these ones that had a nice pace to it. She was able to put this backhand on show. Yeah,
she was a little bummed to come up against Francisca Vaselko, but happy, obviously, to move on through to the quarters and get her opportunity at another Sydney Surf Pro victory. Morgan Cibilic at number 3, just coming to life, pinpoint, CT-like surfing, Rich.
Yeah, this was the sort of form that saw Morgan go right to the final 5 on his rookie year on tour. These frontside hacks, just full steam ahead, just so much speed, precision, timing, and this extra little squirt of energy out of this final turn. Love that.
Really strong stuff. He was all teeth when he hit the beach. Coming in at number 2, Alyssa Spencer advances in style. Big numbers for her.
Yeah, Alyssa Spencer here just timing this one perfect. Probably just waiting to really get her cracks in here, but once she got them going, they were unbelievable. Just throwing that board up and throwing so much spray to the sky. Love her surfing, how she can just keep it so tight in the pocket. Just get up here and throw so much spray. So Alyssa Spencer,
There's little shades of Tatiana in there, isn't there?
There is. This is going to be a really good matchup with her and Sally tomorrow. I really cannot wait.
Number 1, Cole Houshmand. Trademan like hours today. First surfer in the water, Rich, and dropping big numbers. 8.5 hours later, he was surfing his second heat.
Oh, mate, the tradies would have been on the beers long before he went out for his final heat, that's for sure. But, yeah, some great work done this morning, and to have that lay through the day, that downtime, and then come back and surf like this in his final heat was just magic, and it tops it off with a giant frontside grab rail air, and great stuff. Big human. Did well to get himself right above.
Excellent scores on the right and excellent scores on the left, so he's got to be feeling pretty good when he's heading to bed tonight.
Yeah, excellent.
Heading into finals.
Excellent start to the day, excellent finish, and yeah,
he gets an A.
He does.
Plus.
Yeah, he's on a tear and looking really sharp. Well, the quarterfinals are set for the women. We're halfway through determining our quarterfinalists on the men's side. We're looking forward to another big day of competition tomorrow. So get down here or tune in bright and early. And until then, we'll leave you with highlights. Have a fantastic night. And the men are gearing up to hit the lineup once again. We're going to get that round of 32 back underway.
Marco Mignot with a late charge.
Vamos!
8 Osborne.
Somehow squeaks out.
I think he claims it a little bit early.
Leave it all behind us. Yeah.
Fitz. Oh. Deals with some seaweed, some foam. Finds a vision, finds an exit.
Slams that lip. Load up, drive up into the section.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.